Good Monday morning, cyber golfers. Want to share my results from last week's tournament with you. First and foremost, I hope you all had a great weekend watching the Super Bowl. If you watched it, found it somewhat entertaining in terms of the game itself. Was just more happy to spend some time with the people who did come over and kind of joined my Super Bowl party over the weekend. Just family was basically over, so just had a great time hanging out with them. What I want to do for you this week is just go ahead and share my results from the Waste Management Phoenix Open. This was hosted at the TPC Scottsdale course in Arizona. If you happen to catch any of this over the weekend, you saw how dramatic that stadium course is. The fan base is absolutely, an integral part of making that tournament what it is, which is just pure excitement. They boo you if you hit a bad shot. They cheer for you if you hit an amazing shot. They root for you if you're the underdog. And they're not scared to, let the top players know when they're not doing well. So overall, I really enjoyed watching the event unfold live. Shout out to the winner. He certainly earned it, took it to a playoff. The same token, the leader, he gave it up. He had a chance to seal the deal, but he just couldn't do it. So that's any given Sunday in golf could go that way. So let's go ahead and get to the results here. We're going to start off with the web Auto-Putt tour. Let me click this results video, the screen, and let's scroll down. The one thing I noticed was there were a lot of participants in this event. So I'm going to scroll. I want to say, let's see, here I am. I am in 55th place in this event. I did get 6 points out of it for my world golf ranking. But if I scroll down like I usually do, you're going to see that there's quite a bit of participants in here. 124 that actually completed the event. There's some disqualifications. You guys know that I don't know why they're disqualified, but chances are it's either their handicap is too low or they've reached the swing speed limit in at least, I think it's 3 to 5 consecutive shots. The do not finish or did not finish, there's a lot of participants here. So you can see of all the tournaments I've played to this point, this is probably one of the most populated. So again, really happy with the results, finishing in 55th place. Really happy that I got points out of it because again, at least I'm week to week I'm gaining points to kind of move up in the world golf ranking. So let's go ahead and take a look at the scorecard. This one went as expected. Just it was a difficult course. The thing that makes this really, really, I guess, difficult is if you're not on the fairways and you happen to be anywhere on the rough, anywhere in the sand, anywhere off of the main path, it's extremely difficult. Primarily because it's sand is everywhere. And then they have cactus and they have rocks and they have deep, rough bushes. So there's a lot of bad places to land, and you got to get yourself out of those positions. I did shoot some pretty decent golf this day. On the first round, you can see start off with 3 consecutive bogeys, got a birdie, then you see a double bogey, little string of pars, kind of settled down at the very end, and did kind of finish it up with a strong finishing. Again, shot pars on the last 3 holes, 15, 16, 17, and 18, last 4 holes rather. Ended up shooting a 78, which again, excuse me, that's not bad for a PGA course, right? And we're playing from the Web Auto-Putt Tour, which is the equivalent of the blues and the white tees. So I'll take this in terms of a great score shooting in a PGA event, especially of this caliber. If we look at the second day, I shot a lot higher score here, but I did have a couple of doubles here that actually really inflated my scores. Started off really well, had a nice little par streak going, ended up with the bogeys, but the front side was pretty decent. I felt like I was locked in. The one that really got away from me was this last hole, the 18th hole. You can see that I put up a quadruple bogey. That's very rare for me to hit that bad of a shot, and I thought I had a chance. That last hole really kind of blew up on me, and that's what caused me to go over my goal. Nonetheless, I did still shoot plus 10 or under in a round. I shot at 81. And that just gave me, my total score for the entire outing. And I say 81. I shot at 81 overall, so not bad. So really happy with that. Again, it was a difficult course. I managed it well, and I feel like just that last hole, the 18th hole, is what undone, basically unraveled for me. Let's go to the Forward Auto-Putt Tour. Same event, played there at the Waste Management Phoenix Open in Arizona, TPC Scottsdale. This is played from the forward tees, so the red tees. Let's look at this performance, and you'll see that I'm actually top 20. So again, I'm in this particular tour, I'm really kind of holding my own. I'm finishing that top 20 bracket. Yes, last event was my best showing ever, finishing in third place. So if I can consistently stay, in that top 20, I think I have a chance of, improving my overall ranking in this event. Unfortunately, it doesn't go towards the world golf ranking, but understandably, because we're playing from the forward tours. But nonetheless, this is one of the events that I think I've told you over and over. I really enjoy this event from a learning perspective, and just also the ability that I can compete with other individuals who are around my same handicap, kind of shoot roughly around, where I'm shooting from. I do notice this one person here. His name is Johnny Gomez. He started recently following me on YouTube, but it's kind of cool to just see that some of the players that we're playing week to week, they're kind of watching as well, and just kind of keeping track of kind of what's going on. So Johnny, thank you for joining all the way, it looks like, maybe from Portugal. I do appreciate you watching, and again, I hope you enjoy the content that I'm putting out there. So let's go ahead and scroll through so we can see how many participants. Again, I finished in 17th place here. I did post these rounds. I generally do record my forward auto putt rounds, just so I can have some content to kind of reflect on. And this is the one I'm really tracking throughout the year. But I finished 17th, and let's look. There was only 32 that finished this event. Here's a bunch of the disqualifications, and then there's also a pretty large series of did not finish. So overall, just like with all the other events, just really happy with my output in this tour. Let's have a look at the scorecard. This is really the tale of how I ended up with the score that I ended up with. So the gross here, which is basically, this is no handicap calculated in, this is what you shot. The net is basically calculates your handicap into the score. So if you wondered what the differences were, that's what it is. So it'll take, if my basically a 5 handicap, it'll basically take 5 strokes away, so that I get my score, which that's exactly what it is. I'm a 5 handicap in the simulator golf tour. So you can see right here, started off with a great string of pars. Basically, it's the first 5 holes I parred, so I was really on to something. Got a double bogey, got away from me, but then again, settled down, bogey, par. Started the back 9. Again, I finished really well, especially that 15, 16, 17, and 18. I mean, those, I was just locked in on those holes. I played them just how I anticipated I was going to play them. So it all worked out in the end. That's round 1. You'll see the same type of behavior pattern here. I just started off a little slower on round 2, and I did play these consecutively. So I played round 1, took a little bit of a break, immediately played round 2 all in the same day. So I don't have any kind of excuses to say I was not warm or it was a different day. These were back to back. And this was after a proper warm up. So I just did not make some of the shots that I needed to in the second round. Nonetheless, I ended up shooting 80 in this round. I think I ended up shooting a 77 in the first round. So that gave me my overall score for the event. I think it ended up being a plus 17. Let's go take a look just to make sure what my finishing score, plus 15. So plus 6 on the first round, plus 9 on the second round. Overall, very happy with the output, very happy with my showing in this forward auto putt tour. So let's go ahead and see what's up next. I always like to show you, what's coming up next. And the next event is going to be a fun one. So it's the AT&T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. Looks like it's going to be hosted at 2 venues, so Spyglass Hill and Pebble Beach Golf Links. I like both of these courses. I've played them several times, so this is one that I can say that I've consistently at least practiced on. The only thing I'll be kind of cognizant of is what the course conditions are, whether it's calm winds, breezy, no wind. I mean, we're on the coastline, so I expect maybe round one, they're going to kind of keep it easy. I think round two, they're going to just amp it up a little bit with the wind, which is something you always have to factor in at Pebble Beach or Spyglass. Spyglass is one of my favorite sim golf courses to play just overall. I just absolutely love that course. So let's go ahead and see. Again, I'll automatically be entered into these as part of my, joining the annual tour. So I'm already registered for the for the Forward Auto-Putt. I'm also already registered for the Web Auto-Putt tour. So I'll be tackling those at some point this week. What I have in store for you today, though, I do have a day off. I went ahead and took a day vacation just to kind of enjoy my Super Bowl weekend and get a little bit of golf in. But what I have for you today is a pretty cool video, in my opinion. So I have a Rapsodo MLM2 Pro in my possession. You guys know that SkyTrack is my launch monitor of choice. I'm actually going to get into the driving range. I'm going to pull both driving ranges up on my screen. So one golfer, two launch monitors, two driving ranges all at the same time, just so we can do a comparative between the MLM2 Pro and the SkyTrack launch monitor, SkyTrack Plus launch monitor. I think this will be, just very educational for some of you all who may not know the differences between the two. The one major difference, just right off the bat, is the form factor. So I have it right here. So the MLM is basically, it looks like this. It's just essentially a tripod on a stand. It uses both photometric cameras, and it uses Doppler radar to actually track. You can use this indoors and you can use this outdoors. One of the things that makes this really, really enticing is it has these high-speed cameras that catch that video of you making the swing. So the camera that I usually set up behind me using an iPhone or something, it's built into this. So it's going to capture that video. It's also going to catch a high-speed swing of your club hitting the ball for a few milliseconds as it kind of takes flight. And you can see where your club actually contacts the ball. You can see it leave the club, and then you can start to see the spin of the ball in just those few sections. So this is a really cool tool. I'm really anxious to do that. And just for reference, you guys, this is the SkyTrack Plus. It's inside of a protective shell that I have, but this is my go-to. Love the SkyTrack. So that's one kind of factor here, is that the form factor is a little different. They're both portable. They both will fit in a golf bag if you want to take them to the golf driving range. They both can work indoor and outdoor. The biggest difference is the price point. So the SkyTrack Plus runs roughly around, now you can probably get it for $1,900, that specific version. And the Rapsodo MLM2 Pro is about $699. So right there, you can see it's about, it's about 1/3 the cost of what the SkyTrack costs. And what you're going to see in this little demonstration is you're not giving up any accuracy with whichever one you go with. You're going to see that both are going to perform the same in terms of tracking your shot shape, your distances, your ball spin, your carry distance. You're going to see them side by side here in the next few minutes when I go out and do my Cyber Golf U video for today. So really, really looking forward to doing that for you all. I'm going to go one step further, and I'm going to load up a golf course, a sim golf course, and the Rapsodo courseware. And then I'm going to load that same one up in the SkyTrack courseware. I'm going to play from the exact same tee boxes at the exact same time. I don't know how that's going to turn out, so I might just play one hole or maybe two holes, maybe a par 3, just to show them side by side. One golfer, two launch monitors, two separate virtual simulation sessions going at the same time. So I'm going to capture all that for you guys today and post it later this afternoon. As always, I really thank you guys for watching. I do hope you find my channel, at least entertaining, if anything. I am not a PGA expert, but I just kind of like to show you guys what's working for me, what I've figured out, and then I do continually try to educate myself on how to perfect this finicky game that I just absolutely love. So thank you all for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye. Have a great week.